to help Dad a lot in the garage, and it's funny, you go back, you know, most kids get home from school and, you know, they get on their bikes and they go off and play, and Dad was always in the garage working on something, and I loved to, you know, get out there and tinker with them, and just knowing that my passion for cars, and then I used to go to all the races with Dad. That was our one thing, you know, every weekend Dad would load the car up and me and him go off to the races, and, you know, I look back when Gray took his, you know, first laps around Martinsville. I remember sitting on the back stretch at Martinsville on the concrete bleachers, 7 years old, and then, you know, 40 years later, you know, watching my kid race around there is pretty awesome. So,
you know, I've always had a passion ever since I was a real small kid, watching Dad, you know, mess with dirt bikes, motorcycles, you know, growing up around, you know, a cycle shop that he had and owned, and you know, I always saw my future as being, you know, whether it was motorcycle racing or NASCAR racing, I knew that I did not want to one day go work a real job. I wanted to be different. I wanted to go be a superstar, you know, and that's what I always had my sights set on, was, you know, follow my dad's lead and my grandfather's lead, and luckily enough I had them right next to, you know, next to me in every move I made, and many a days, every Sunday, me and Dad and Pops would watch the race on TV, the NASCAR race, and we would go to Brettmore, which was a headwear shop that Dad worked at, and I can't tell you how many times I ran laps and laps and laps in that parking lot, and he would set those cones out, and
that was the funniest part. It was like when the checkered flag flew on the NASCAR race, we already had the truck loaded up to go up to ride motorcycles, and it was just funny that how we took NASCAR and converted it into what he was doing. And
well, you know, you always kind of hope for a boy, you know, and and he was the first one.
Hold on a second. Go, keep rolling, keep rolling.
It's probably his girlfriend. That's you.
That's you, Pop. All right, Pop. All right.
That's his first phone call in 6 months.
That's his first phone call in 6 months. We're going to see this here. Now, who in their right mind is calling you when you're on the set filming a show?
Janice.
Oh, goodness. All right, that's my dad's best friend calling him. He's going to deny it because he denies every call. And
I'm happy that happened.
Thing off,
you know,
30 minutes
and it's funny. I'm glad you asked him that question.
This is hilarious.
And it's kind of divine how that just happened. My dad's best friend and him used to race cars and have all fun. And I look at a lot of what I got into as a kid because my dad's best friend, his son, was working on cars and doing all those things. So by Janice calling, kind of tell about years in Gurney's.
Yeah, well,
just having fun.
My buddy, he had a boy too. He was a couple years younger than Dwayne, but and he knew right much about cars. He messed with them ever since he was born, really, because his dad did too. And then, you know, him and I'd work together, and we called him Peanut because when he was born, he weighed like 2 pounds. So we called him Peanut.
Now he weighs about 350.
Yeah, now he weighs about 340, 45. But anyway, Gurney and I, we had Peanut and Dwayne with us at the garage, always doing something. Now, it was one thing you couldn't do. You couldn't leave a bucket of oil sitting around, either one of them, either Dwayne or Peanut, because they were going to knock it over, drop something in it or something. Yeah, and as time went on, and, you know, Gray come along, and we kind of had him most of anything he wanted.
I mean, the things these two have done for me as a young man, and, you know, as far as things that I always wanted to do. And one thing I'll pass down to, you know, my children, my wife, you know, is I'm never going to make my kids do something they don't love. I want to help them live out their dream just like my dad did me, Pops did to Dad. You know, I think that's such a cool thing is there's so many people out there that, you know, they push their children to do things that they might not want to do or they might not enjoy, you know, and my passion has always been racing, you know. They've taught me a great work ethic, and you know, it's pretty cool to you know, see my grandfather, my dad still right here with me every single day. You know, we all love it together, and that's the great thing about it is they never said, "Oh, Gray, you're going to race this weekend." It's like if I wanted to be a baseball player, I would have wanted to be a baseball player.
You were a baseball player.
Well, I was, but yeah. But it's the things, the small things like that I go back in my head, like, you know, all the situations and things I wanted to do. My mom and dad, grandfather, grandma, they they always were supporting me no matter what the situation was. You know, whether I won, lost, you know, they always were right there to pick me up when I fell down, even though, you know, whether I was 6, 7, 8, 9 years old learning and wanting to be at the highest level of the sport. But I always knew it wasn't going to be an easy road, and the odds of us three making it and being here today is probably 1 in a million. So that just shows the hard work, the dedication,
Never give up.
and that's, you know, that's a really cool thing is, you know, people don't realize what it's like to have family surrounded around someone that has their dreams, you know, set on something to go be a superstar or go to the highest level. Like, I wouldn't be here without my 2 sisters. My 2 sisters sacrificed everything. You know, I mean, they gave up their dance recitals. I mean, they've given up everything for me. And I feel like, you know, sometimes I don't want them left out because I realize each and every single person in my family has always been there for me no matter what I wanted to do. And it's just a really cool feeling to know that we made it. I mean, the odds of three goofballs from Colonial Heights, Virginia, I mean, it really is. We're living the dream, man.
I tell you.